45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, what a fucking scorcher we got for you today. Welcome in, everyone, to a brand new episode of The Dream Wager. Today is Friday, June 21st, 2024, and the Lakers have a new head coach. Elvis, how the hell you doing, kid?
Dude, I'm doing great. Besides, it being fucking hot as balls these past few days, been great. Cars got washed, dogs got groomed today, so they're ready for the weekend. Hopefully, they don't get too dirty by this weekend. But overall, been great. Though it's just too damn hot. Right now in the studio, people, it's almost 90 degrees in here with two ACs running. Not good, not great, but we're here, we're alive. Let's get into it, Dale.
Yeah, it's been no, I'm good. It's actually been fucking sickening outside. Last couple of days here in the Northeast, it's just been 90, and it's not like a cool 90. It's like a scorcher.
Bussin' 90, like with the bad humidity. If you ever been out here, for the people that's West Coast or down south, the humidity up here is insane. So it's just been a scorcher, and it's looking like we got another 3-4 more days of it. So.
Yeah, not looking like it's cooling down anytime soon, unfortunately, here on the East Coast. But got a great episode for you guys today. A lot to go over. We got some breaking news in the NBA. Got some NFL news. Your running back, Ramondre Stevenson, got paid, so we'll talk about that. We got a series, kid, in the NHL. Game 6 tonight, 8 p.m. Panthers at Oilers. We got a 14-game slate, a couple games off the board because of pitchers. And we got 2 WNBA games towards the end of the show. But Elvis broke today on Thursday. JJ Redick has become the Lakers' new head coach. 4-year contract. Apparently, Rob Pelinka gave him the job Thursday morning. They are working with getting a staff surrounded, like an experienced staff for him. But apparently Rob Pelinka came out and said he was sold on JJ Redick's ability to connect with the younger players, obviously his basketball IQ, and hopefully, they surround him with good talent because this is still a play-in team. I still think, regardless of them getting a coach, they still need to go and add some pieces. But apparently, according to Shams, some of the candidates to join JJ Redick's staff, Raja Rondo, we've talked about him on the pod being a top 5 IQ in the league. Scott Brooks, former Wizards and Thunder coach. Sam Cassell, Celtics assistant, which I think is a tough one because Doc has already come out and said he wants him in Milwaukee. Jared Dudley, your boy, former Laker as well. So trying to get some former players, but definitely some bright minds under JJ Redick. First, you like the move, and are you surprised?
I like the move. We knew JJ Redick was always a possibility, a big possibility, especially landing with the Lakers head coaching job. With the news of Monty Williams getting, let's just say, laid off, I thought Monty might be the favorite to become the head coach. Who knows? That's what I would have thought. But congrats to JJ. One thing I can honestly say, just from the outside looking in, Dan Hurley was the guy. It's a reason why Dan Hurley, we heard that he got an offer of 6-7 year contract. JJ got a 4-year deal. I'm not trying to make it a big deal, but they clearly wanted Dan Hurley. That's why they gave him the big money. They gave him the longer term deal. So do I think JJ Redick could be a great head coach in this league? Absolutely, I do. It's just, is this going to be the right fit for the first time head coach? That's the question to be asked. And then am I shocked by it? Not really, Dale, to be honest. Just because I've been speculating for so long. Yeah, we got the Dan Hurley losing there. Like I said, I thought Monty Williams would have been in consideration as of the past, 24 to 48 hours or so. But I'm not shocked at all. I think JJ Redick is I'm talking about great basketball mind and IQ, and I think he could do great wonders. It's just there's a lot of things that just one thing comes with coaching the Lakers, then also go coaching greatness in LeBron James and Anthony Davis, which comes with expectations. So, not shocked at it by all, and to be honest, great hire. Good hire, good hire.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's we'll see. Time will tell if it is a great hire. I think it is a good hire right now. One thing I would push back, I never thought Monty Williams was going to be the front runner, just because last year, before he even set the market with Detroit, which I never thought was a good fit. We'll talk about that in a sec, but I never, he was never on their radar, and I just didn't think the Lakers would be a good fit. Now, do I think he's a great coach? Absolutely. His numbers and his resume speak for itself. I think Monty Williams is an amazing coach. I just think coaching LeBron is very different. It's a lot of scrutiny, and I don't think it's that. I think I said it, maybe not last pod, maybe about a week ago. I said I don't think the Lakers is a good hire. Or a good landing spot. It's the Lakers, of course, but it's a playing team, to say the best. Now, you're gonna have a lot of eyes on you, whether if you underperform, if you guys aren't good, and if LeBron doesn't accept it or appreciate or like what you're doing, you're gonna get the boot. This is his 10th head coach, and who's it going to fall on? It's going to fall on JJ Redick. Now, can he do it? We'll see. Now, I think he's a great mind. I still think they need players, kid. I don't think going into the season just with LeBron and AD and Caruso and D'Lo that they're going to be a playoff team, especially in the West. What do you think the Lakers need to do moving forward to get into a top 5, top 6 seed in the West?
I think they need to get another, dominant scorer. We saw, come playoff times, D'Angelo goes missing. Austin Reeves didn't really have it going. Hachimura, came and go. It was just mostly LeBron and AD consistently throughout. And then, it'll be occasional D'Lo night and occasional Austin Reeves night. We need that consistent third score. I said they need that consistent third.
Are you a Laker fan now?
No, but I watch. Like, let's just say, if there's one team I'm gonna watch the most, it's gonna be the Lakers, just because of LeBron James. But at the end of the day, I'm not trying to stay up to 10:30 every night to watch a basketball game either. So to me, they need another third option, another key scorer. Like we saw, like I'm gonna say it again, Pascal. He just signed that extension with Indiana, but to me, that's a guy out there that could have been a big difference makers for a team to try to make a championship run. Like, to me, he could have been a difference maker in Dallas. Another guy like Michael Porter Jr., DeMar DeRozan, Paul George, all these guys that could be consistent second or third option offensively. That's what you're gonna need. Not just the Lakers, but even the Mavs moving forward, or another team that's just trying to get over the hump. Look what Boston did. They added Drew Holiday, who's a great two-way player that got him over the hump. They added Porzingis, so they need somebody. They need people who's gonna not just be impactful, but also when needed, put the ball in the hoop. So that's what they need to get. Get another third consistent scoring option. Yes, Austin Reeves could be that guy. D'Angelo Russell could be that guy. Hachimura could be that guy. But who's gonna be that guy night in, night out? That's the question that needs to be answered.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of people have been saying there's a lot of privilege going around. I don't want to say that. Now, do I think the podcast was at a...
Wait, real quick. Let me just attack that. How is it privilege if this guy had a successful NBA career? We know he has one of the highest IQs. He was one of the greatest three-point shooters in the league's history. And he flipped that around, and he was pretty damn great as a broadcaster. I understand it was just a short stint, but he was doing pretty damn good at the job. Was it privilege when Pat Riley became the Lakers head coach during Showtime? Absolutely not. So I don't want to hear the privilege talk. To me, JJ Redick at least earned a spot as a coach in the NBA just because it's off his playing career. Let's not forget, he was one of the most talented recruits heading into Duke. Let's not forget, JJ Redick coming to high school was a bad man.
And Duke's an Ivy League school, so you have to be smart to begin with to get into the school.
Exactly, Dill. So I don't want to hear this privilege, this, privilege that. At the end of the day, JJ Redick, his resume speaks for itself. Yes, I understand he doesn't have the coaching experience. Neither did Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd. Steve Nash. Guess who wanted him there? Kevin Durant,
Mm-hmm.
because he was on the Warrior staff as a shooting assistant. Guess what? When players want you, guess what? That's gonna happen. Darvin Ham didn't have great head coach experience. He was pretty damn good. Steve Kerr didn't have head coaching experience. As of right now, some people will say he's an all-time head coach. So you're not gonna get the experience until you step in and actually do it. So I want to hear this privilege talk. I think JJ Redick at least deserved and earned the fact to be the position he is now.
100%. The reason I was just bringing that up was because I heard a lot of people online through Twitter, through Reddit. A lot of people, even Stephen A came on First Take and he said, a lot of black head coaches came out and texted him personally and said they're being overlooked, which probably might be the case.
Two things can be true.
Yes.
Two things can be true. I've been advocating Sam Cassell to be the head coach in this league for
like 2 years out of the pod already.
I've been saying Sam Cassell deserves to be a head coach.
Yeah, I agree.
At the end of the day, people, we don't do the hiring. There's a ton of black head coaches that deserve to be head coaches. But all I'm saying is JJ Redick didn't just come out of nowhere.
Yeah. I think he's deserved it. At least he earned his way, at least as an interview, and he earned a job. Regardless if he was going to get the Laker job or not, he was going to get the Charlotte job. He was going to get maybe the Cleveland job.
He was going to end up being an NBA head coach sometime down the road. Is it this season? Maybe, maybe not. But definitely within the next 2 or 3 seasons, JJ Redick was going to be named the NBA head coach.
And there were reports that came out that he was offered jobs last season to become a coach.
I believe it. Maybe not the head coach, but I guarantee he got some assistant roles 100%. Out there. Guaranteed. It's JJ freaking Redick.
I will say one thing. LeBron is very meticulous and very educated, and he knows exactly what he's doing. And by that, I mean the podcast didn't come out in the best time. Now, I'll say that because comes out, then you have people like Anthony Davis coming out and criticizing openly about his coach, saying, sometimes we don't even know what we're doing on either side of the court. I didn't like the comment. Even when he came out, I said to you, that's kind of a low blow to your coach. Even if it is true, I didn't like it. Then a couple weeks later, Devon Ham's fired. And now LeBron, one of the best IQ and best basketball minds, starts a podcast in the middle of the summer or the middle of the season with another great basketball minds in JJ Redick. You couldn't wait. Till the playoffs until your season was done, or you know what I mean? He knew what he was doing. And that's what I'll say on the podcast level.
Well, the podcast is over now.
Do you think?
It has to be.
Does it?
Yeah.
I don't know. And honestly, it gives me hope. I think it gives every podcaster out there hope. If JJ Redick could become a head coach, Elvis, you and I can become head coaches one day.
First of all, Del, me and you were not professional NBA players for over 10 seasons.
It doesn't matter.
Me and you did not attend Duke and was a highly 5-star recruit at the university. And none of us, as of yet, broadcasted the NBA finals.
Not yet.
Keyword.
Yeah. That's all you have on it. No, well, you're right. National College Player of the Year in 2006. I mean, his resume speaks for himself. He was a 15-year NBA vet. He played for multiple teams, the 76ers, the Clippers, Magic, Bucks, Pelicans, even the Mavs for a little. He's 20th in all time in three-pointers made. He just broadcasted in his first season at the NBA Finals. I think he deserves it, man. I'm rooting for JJ Redick. I think this is a good spot for him, and I think he could develop. I'll say this. I agree with what your point with the Dan Hurley. I think Dan Hurley was more of a long-term investment. With JJ Redick, you got 3 to 4 years, basically until LeBron's out. If you can't do it, you're gone. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing it got to start. LeBron needs to start sign this extension deal. I think it starts there. It probably come out real soon. He got JJ as his head coach. Possibly always wanted JJ as the head coach. Maybe that's why they started the podcast. Who knows? But I think it starts. We got the draft. What, about a week away now, right? Yeah, about a
Yeah,
week
a
away.
week away from today, from Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah, a week away. So you got your head coach. You got to build the staff around, and then you got to see what need. Is it possibly, trading the pick away for, adding a vet or something like that? Who knows? But y'all need to definitely add something on both sides of the ball. Because Jared Vanderbilt, if he's going to be healthy moving forward, yeah, definitely need that defensive presence. Jared Vanderbilt can be that guy if healthy. And then offensively, I understand you added Gabe Vincent, but he wasn't really there all season. Didn't
Yeah.
show up in the playoffs. Yeah, I need that third consistent scorer. Because LeBron and AD showed up playoff time. If y'all had that third consistent score, hey, maybe y'all don't lose in what, 4 or 5 games in round one against Denver.
Also, in the coaching carousel, after just 1 year, we mentioned him earlier. Monty Williams dismissed as the Detroit Pistons head coach. He leaves 5 years, $65 million plus left on the deal. New president, Tyron Landon. He made the move. He wants to go with a whole new coaching staff. And it was weird. And it was weird timing, too. And I think it caught Monty Williams, by a surprise, because he started working with the new ownership to, next season. Hey, the draft is in about a week. He was trying to work and try to rebuild this very tough franchise. And it kind of came as a surprise, according to Woj. Monty Williams was not expecting this. And he's a 2-time NBA Coach of the Year. He got that 6-year deal. And I remember before that, after the Suns, he was about to take a year off. The passing of his wife getting sick. He was like, dude, I'm just going to take a break from basketball. It will be there when I get back. And, his wife got cancer diagnosis. And then they offered him that 5-year deal or that 6-year deal and kind of reset the market. So now they're going to be on another search. We have another job opening in Detroit. Are you surprised that they I know it's a new ownership and they had really no ties to Monty Williams, but at the end of the day, it's Monty Williams.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm a little shocked by this one just because it happened 9 days before the draft. If you would have fired Monty, let's just say round 2, round 1, or even the Eastern Conference Finals, okay, understandable. But just, less than 10 days of the NBA draft, that's a little head scratcher right there. And then Monty Williams, say what you want to say, I understand he had a down season last season at the end of the Detroit Pistons, but I think he's still at least a respectable top 10, top 15 head coach in the league, in my opinion. I think Monty's has a great mind. We saw what he was able to do with that Suns team. I understand he butted heads with DeAndre Ayton, but besides that, I think he was a stellar head coach.
Who doesn't, though, at this point?
Yeah, exactly. So I was just shocked by it because I just feel like you gave him that long-term deal. I understand the new ownership or whatever, then it wasn't their pick of, Monty Williams, but why not just let it, flow for another year or two and let him at least build on what he started? It's just 1 year in. You got him under contract. Now, if I was Monty, man, I'll take a couple years off, enjoy my millions, go relax somewhere, and just take 2-3 years off. You're under contract.
Regardless of the job openings that are in the NBA, you would still take a year off, or you would advise Monty Williams to take a year off at least.
Yeah, a year or two off. Why not? He's getting paid like Frank Vogel. Frank Vogel don't need to work. Adrian Griffin don't need to work. They're getting paid.
Yeah, very interesting to see what they would do. But yeah, $65 million. I mean, it sucks that he got dismissed, but at the end of the day, see the bright side of things. $65 million is a nice chunk of change to go home to. But yeah, very unfortunate for Monty Williams. I do hopefully we see him back in the league because he is a really good coach. But
we definitely will, though. We definitely will. Hey, maybe you see him as an assistant somewhere.
Yeah, hopefully. Also, we're starting with the trades. We're starting with signings. We talked about Pascal Siakam in the last pod. He intends to sign when the new league dates opens up, I think July 6th. He intends to sign a 4-year, $189.5 million max contract with the Indiana Pacers. Once league free agency ends on July 6th, he will be eligible to sign that 4-year deal to stay in Indiana. Are you surprised? I'm not really surprised he stayed. They traded a lot to get him during the season, and apparently, according to Pascal Siakam's management, they felt very confident that he would want to stay long term, and especially after the success they had in the playoffs.
Yeah, Dale. I think it was the right move to get done. I'm happy for Pascal, and to be honest, I think it's a great move for Indiana. We saw at the end, nobody expected Indiana to go to the Eastern Conference Finals this year. Say what you want, Nick's got ended up being hurt,
All
this and
right,
that.
all right.
No, I'm just saying. Regardless, they did get that far, Dale. So you gotta try to run it back, and not for nothing. I think Pascal Siakam is a great all-star caliber player. He could be an all-star, he could not be, you know. But overall, I think Pascal Siakam is a solid player. Is he gonna be worth 5 years, 190? I'm not sure about that, but at the end, you can't just let him walk after giving up what you did for him, especially during the trade deadline last season. And with Miles Turner, Pascal Siakam, and Tyrese Halliburton, I'm not saying that's a big three people. All I'm saying is that's a pretty good, you know, rotation to build off of to possibly contend for a championship in the East. I know the East right now is very strong, Dale, but they made it to
Mm-hmm.
Eastern Conference Finals already. Maybe another piece or two. Who knows? Maybe they could, extend their maybe be contenders if Tyrese Halliburton takes that next step. If Pascal even gets a little better, Miles Turner be a little more consistent. So, and we see Neesmith, and damn, what's the other dude's name?
Nimhart.
Ninhard. If those guys elevate their play just a little more, hey, watch out. So I think it was a great signing from Indiana and a great move for Pascal.
Yeah, I like Rick Carlisle. I'll be short because I can't really say a lot of good things about the Pacers, but I will say that Pascal Siakam is their best player on the court on both sides. I mean, yes, Halliburton is a wizard passing the ball and his vision is great on the court, but Pascal Siakam, what he did in the playoffs, literally carrying the team when he went down, speaks volumes, and I think he's worth every cent. So I'm glad he got the deal done, and I'm glad he got paid. Also, breaking today, Chicago Bills, they're trading two-time all-defensive guard Alex Caruso to OKC, straight up for Josh Giddey. Elvis, what did I say about a month ago? Josh Giddey is going to be on the move. I said if there is one person that is movable, it is Josh Giddey. With all the stuff going on the outside, what do they need? They need a guy that could play defense. And what does he have? All NBA defense, two-time All NBA defense. Three-time. He's 30 years old, and apparently Sam Presti, the GM for Thunder, he sees this addition as comparable to when Golden State acquired Andre Iguodala in 2013. Both were in their 30s. I don't know if it's to that level, but this is what they need, and I love the move for OKC. Love it.
I tell you right now, though, this move shows me and tells me OKC is going for it next season. This move tells me they're gonna go for the championship next season. I'm not saying they're gonna win it all, but OKC is definitely in the conversation of the short list of being contenders in the Western Conference. Though you get a guy like Alex Caruso to defend Ant, to defend Jamal Murray, to defend Luca, to defend Kyrie in those big moments down the stretch of these playoff games. Because OKC knows for the next 3 to 4 seasons, they're gonna have a window to win it all. With Alex Caruso there, you're gonna need that top dog defender at the perimeter, Dale. Especially now, all these guards are too talented. Look, like I said, look at Murray, look at Luca, look at Kyrie, look at Ant Man. They're just they're just special, Dale. So you're gonna need a guard. No disrespect to Shy, but we know Shy. He's not an elite All NBA defender like Alex Caruso is. So he's gonna take some pressure off Shy, up top, and also we know what the pedigree Alex Caruso brings defensively, and we know he can hit timely big shots. We saw him do with the Lakers in that championship run. We saw it time again. Caruso could hit you a corner three a couple times a game. So I love the addition for OKC because it shows me they wasn't just satisfied last season, 50 plus wins, number one seed. No, they see the window and they're gonna seize the opportunity. Alex Caruso was a win now move.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, they got a top 12 draft pick as well. And they got a
They
lot of
won't be
money.
done. They won't
Yep.
be done. I
No.
guarantee OKC makes another trade. I want to say prior to draft night, but I guarantee OKC is not done, people.
And they have a lot of money to spend as well. So I love it. The projecting five, you got SGA, Alex Caruso, Lou Dort, Chet, and Jalen Williams. This team is just going to continue to get better and better. And I think Alex Caruso also brings the dog out of him. And, besides Dort, no one really had the dog on this team. Alex Caruso has the dog, and that's what you need. And on the other side, the Bulls, I feel like they've been outside Alonzo Ball, who's been hurt for a year and a half, 2 years going on. I feel like they've been trying to find a replacement or at least someone or at least a playmaker to at least gear up with Zach LaVine. And we don't even know how long he's probably going to be there. But Josh Giddey, he's an all-star. He has star power around him. I feel like the Bulls are going to offer him an opportunity to have the ball in his hand a lot. And, he's a good passer. He has to work on his scoring a little bit. But, I think this could be they're trying to spin it to a positive for Josh Giddey. I think this could be a fresh start for him.
I think so too, especially, let's just say DeMar DeRozan ends up somewhere else and the Bulls trade Zach LaVine. Now you're part of a rebuild, and I think, Josh Giddey could be a team player and you could build something around him. He's not going to be your number one guy, but
No.
could he be a starting point guard? Absolutely. Is he going to, possibly give you a double a night? Yeah. I think if he gets the shot ups, I know he could pass. He's a great passer. I know he could assist the ball. I know he could, run the offense. It's just who's going to be alongside him? Is he going to be the guy, or is it going to be DeRozan and Zach LaVine still there, and he just be distributing? It all depends. To me, it all depends if Lonzo comes back. Let's just say Lonzo starts game one. Duh, if he's ready to go, is Josh Giddey coming off the bench? You're gonna have Giddey and Lonzo playing aside each other? So that, to me, it all depends what you do moving forward and what moves you make this off season. Because DeMar DeRozan, free agent. Zach LaVine, he might want out. You don't know. He probably has a player option or something, or just gonna try to force the trade because he's not happy. So let's see what goes on there. But at the end of the day, I think it was a win for the OKC Thunder.
Yeah, the Bulls are, according to Shams and Woj, like literally right after this trade, they said the Bulls are actively in trade discussions with the Utah Jazz and the 76ers surrounding Zach LaVine. So that's why I said he's probably not going to be there. But Zach LaVine's been in trade rumors for like the last 2-3 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this could be a fresh start. Did you see DeMar DeRozan on stage with Kendrick?
That might be a sign. That might be a sign.
Lost a little respect.
Paul George is a free agent. Maybe Russ is out here recruiting. Maybe
after everything Drizzy did for him in Toronto, that's what you're gonna do. I mean,
this guy.
This guy. I
Where's
lost a little
DeMar
respect.
DeRozan from, Bill?
California, I know, but I mean, he spent a lot of years. He was practicing in my man's crib.
He spent like 4 years in Toronto. 5.
Exactly, that's a long time. And he was practicing at my man's crib.
He spent his whole life in LA.
Not his whole life.
18 years?
Oh man, he like him picking sides now, so it's all good. I lost a lot of respect for DeMar DeRozan last night, but it's all good, man.
He's
it's all
from
good.
LA, bro.
Don't matter. I don't think he'll go to LA though. On a serious note,
all I'm saying is I think Russ is recruiting. That's all I'm saying. Paul
George,
they said he's
that
looking like he's going out.
I don't know.
They got a max slot. They got one open. DeMar DeRozan. He could go home. He could contend. Be on a winning team.
Everything that I've read from Paul George, the 76ers are not really wanting to get Paul George. They said they're trying to move off of him as well. So I don't think he winds up going to the 76ers, Paul George. I honestly think he stays, if I'm being honest. I think he stays in LA. I think he has a really good thing with Kawhi and the Clippers, but we'll see. They're definitely recruiting as well, but also last thing on the NBA before we get to the NFL, Gary Payton II, he opted in to his contract, $9.1 million option for next year. He
Good
has
for
the
him.
flexibility. So yeah, back great defender, Gary Payton Jr. By the way, last thing on the contract side for Alex Caruso, I forgot to mention, he is on his final year of his deal. Exactly today, 6 months to the date of the trade, which happened on June 20th. Alex Caruso will be eligible for a 4-year, $80 million extension. So I'm assuming the reason for trading him was to keep Alex Caruso long term, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, with this trade, to me, you have a 3 to 4 year window. With you got Chant rookie deal, you got Shea, who you can extend sooner than later. You got the both William kids. Everybody's on a fairly, let's just say, team friendly contract. Before you got to give Chet his big deal and Shine a huge extension, you have a short window right now. You could give Caruso his deal and deal. Everything could fit these next 2 3 seasons. When Chet is up, Shy is up, maybe Dork and one of the Williams is up. Maybe you can't afford all of them. But as of right now, you could for the next 2 seasons, go at it. Go
Yeah,
all the way, OKC.
I
Trust me.
agree. Young team, very fun team. Should be interesting moving forward in the West next season. Let's go to the gridiron. Your running back, Patriots running back Ramondre Stevenson reached an agreement, 4-year, $36 million deal, 17 fully guaranteed. The extension makes him the seventh highest paid running back in the NFL on a per year basis. Obviously, the number one is Christian McCaffrey at 19, Alvin Kamara at 15, Jonathan Taylor at 14, Saquon at 12.5, Josh Jacobs at 12, Joe Mixon at 9.8, and Ramondre Stevenson at 9. I think you guys got a steal. I like Ramondre Stevenson a lot, if I'm being honest, and I think you guys got a really good fair price for him too.
Yeah, Del, we definitely got a great. I'm gonna say a steal. I'm not. Oh, maybe not a steal, but to me, you got a top 10 running back at a
Times.
a fair number. Nah, for realistically, though, he's a top 10 running back. Look at the stats before he got injured last season. He was having even the year prior, before that fumble in the Raiders game, he was doing great. He was doing great. So I feel like this was a move we had to make just because Harris, don't really love him that much, and then it was Ramondre. Still, he's a beast, and not for nothing, he's an every down running back. He could catch it. He's been much better receiving the ball from the backfield since his rookie season. So, I think it's a great move. Get him a 3 year deal, and with the rookie quarterback, you got that steady running back flow. I think it was the right move to be made at the right number. That's the key deal at the right number. So shout out Stevenson to getting the deal done. Friendly deal. Shout out the Patriots for taking care of their running back.
Yeah, 100.
No holdouts for training camps, unlike some other teams who can't take care of their players.
And, the Patriots continue to re-sign and retain most of their talent this offseason. We just mentioned Ramondre Stevenson. Safety Kyle Duggar got the 4-year deal, $58 million. Hunter Henry, the tight end. Kendrick Bourne.
The D-tackle.
Yeah, Onfree Jennings, the linebacker, he got paid. The offensive tackle. So you guys are re-signing a lot of your talent this season. So I like it. And the new deal, it gives him a chance to chase down the Patriots' all-time leading rushing title. He's sitting at number 18th all-time. Sam Cunningham is the leading rusher with 5,453 yards. Ramondre Stevenson has 2,265. So 3,188 yards in 4 years. Think that's doable?
All right, I'll give him a shot, though. Put it like this. I think he could go for 1,000+ this season, and let's see what he can do for the next 2 seasons,
Yeah,
So.
gotta stay healthy. But yeah, it gives him a shot. This new deal gives him a shot. And I mean, that would be amazing. And Ramondre Stevenson, the all-time leading rusher for the Patriots, a historic, one of the most successful the most successful franchise in my lifetime for football. I mean, that's great, especially for you. You're a Patriot fan.
I think it'll be great, though. So hopefully he gets it done. I think he'll definitely get the opportunity this year under a rookie quarterback. I think he goes over 1,000+ still.
I know you're not as into or not dialed in as much in college football as I am, but do you remember David Shaw, head coach for Stanford?
Mm-hmm.
The Broncos hired him as a senior personnel executive the other day. Shaw stepped down from Stanford. He always I guess, expressed the desire to return to the NFL. He spent nearly a decade as an assistant coach. Sean Payton and David Shaw did work together as offensive assistants back in the late 90s in Philadelphia. So during his 12 years at Stanford, he helped produce 42 NFL draft picks, 6 first-round selections, and 3 Pac-12 Offensive Players of the Year. Do you know who the number one is?
Oof.
Just think of Stanford.
Sam Bradford.
No, but it is a quarterback.
Damn. Andrew Luck.
Yep, that's it. Andrew Luck. He also Christian McCaffrey, Solomon Thomas, all coming out of Stanford. But RIP to the Pac-12. No more Pac-12.
Was it
But
Sherman as well? Did he go to Stanford?
No, he did go to Stanford, but he was a 6th-round pick.
Oh.
Yeah, he was.
I'm just naming players.
Yeah,
Stanford great.
Yeah. You're right. No, so he did go there, and he got his master's in 3 years too, which that's fucking crazy to even think of.
He's smart as shit.
My question though to you is, you know, he got a front office job coming out of college, which he has experience. He's won at the college level. He's been an assistant. Are they kind of hiring him to kind of take over for when Sean Payton leaves? Because I feel like that's kind of what's going to go on here.
Not really, just because I think Sean Payton is going to be coaching for the next at least 3 to 5. I just feel like they hire him just for, development sakes. I just feel like you said, he has an eye on talent. A lot of players, especially, drafted players, came out of his program, Dale.
Yeah.
So maybe he just got to admire his eye on talent. Not so many people are going to go out there and just able to scout NFL talent. And clearly he has been.
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe he's there to develop Bo Nix. We've seen the quarterbacks that went through Stanford. Maybe, he can help Bo Nix. JJ. No,
it is Bo Nix. Yeah. Or Zach Wilson.
Oh, my boy, Zach.
Come on. He might. I really hope. I love Bo Nix, but I really hope Zach Wilson starts. That would be hilarious.
All I'm saying is one of Zach Wilson's best games of his career was in Denver. That's all I'm going to say.
Now, do you think this... My question is, because if you think he's going to coach, which I think is a huge possibility, I think it's on the table. Are we basically saying it was Russ last year? It wasn't Sean Payton? No, because you're on record for saying, Russ had a good season, but they got rid of him.
Russ had a great season. Remember, they won 6 straight. They benched him for now taking a discount on his deal.
Rightfully so.
Remember, Denver were live to make the wild card. Let's not forget, if they don't start 0-5, they don't get blown out by Miami by 70 points. Hey,
that was the craziest game last season. I'm telling you,
if they don't start 0-5, Denver is a playoff team. So I'm gonna give 55 to Sean, 45 to Russ. Because in my opinion, Russ played great. Like I said, I'm gonna say this once again. Yeah. Russ had 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He's a Steelers quarterback as of right now.
I can't wait.
Steelers quarterback Kenny Pickett had 5 total touchdowns last season with 8 interceptions. And that team won 10 games and made the playoffs. If you just add the numbers up, Steelers win 13, 14 games last season with Russ as the quarterback. That's all I'm saying. They won 10 games with their starting quarterback throwing 5 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. Russ threw 27 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. That's all I'm saying.
All the reports I've been reading out of Pittsburgh, my guy Justin Fields does not look good, apparently. I've seen videos. Ball is coming out way too slow out of his hands. Like, the guys are when you're breaking on a route, like say you're doing a 5-yard in or a 5-yard slant, when you're slanting, the ball should be right there already. The receivers are waiting for the ball, and it's becoming hard to have excuses for Justin Fields at this point. But I'm rooting for the kids still. But reports are not looking good for Justin Fields. I'll say that. So my bet for him to be week 1 starter not looking good right now. But
I'm trying to tell you.
I will say, and I'll stand on this. If Russ struggles, they're putting him in.
No doubt about it, Dill. But all I'm saying is who gives you the better opportunity to win now? It's Russell
Yeah,
Wilson.
it is. It is. I
That's
hate to
all.
admit it, but it
That's
is.
all. Justin Fields is the better talent, but who's the better quarterback stepping in
Yeah.
September 2024? It's Russ.
Yeah, and he continues to make the same mistakes, and it seems like he's not really.
Steelers don't got time
Yeah,
for that.
exactly. Yeah, and Mike Tomlin doesn't play that.
Mm-mm.
If I'm being honest, so yeah, I love fucking football talk. Jesus Christ. We're starting our 2-a-days very soon in about 3 weeks, second or third week of July. Working the schedule out now. We're gonna get guests on like we did last year. Breaking down every team, but yeah, we're gonna go back to 2 days, just Monday and Friday episodes, because we got the Olympics going on. I'm going on vacation. We only really got baseball and I guess the Euros, but we really don't pay attention to soccer like that, or at least I don't. WNBA, they're going on a break for the Olympics. Shout out, not shout out, but you got to feel for Cameron Brink. Tore her ACL. She was going to play for the Olympics for Team USA. She was the number two overall pick for the LA Sparks. Yeah. So she got selected to be on the Olympic team. So awful that she can't make it. So sending our well wishes her way. But yeah, so it's just the dog days of summer. So until training camp starts, then we'll go back to 3 days. But until then, we are just gonna go back to 2 days. Just a little note before we get into our picks. But kid, anything else over the week that I missed before we get into our plays?
That's about it. I know you guys will probably cover it during AKP, but Ryan Garcia just got suspended for a
Yeah.
year over the PEDs. Hanley is now undefeated once again. I think his record is corrected to 31.
They got to run it back. They got to run it
They
back.
got to run it back. They got to run it back a year to date.
Yeah. I mean, I love Ryan Garcia on Twitter, though. He's like,
I'm
retired.
I'm retiring anyway. So now
Yeah.
that I'm officially retired, I might as well just come back in a year.
Yeah, he's crazy. He's nuts.
He's entertaining.
Yeah. I'll give him that. But yeah, no, I think they definitely have to run it back. But yeah, kid, let's get into these plays. But before we do that, a quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. There's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf with the boys or an elderberry watching Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid. Before we do that, Game 5 was a very, we were talking about it. We had the under, did not go under. 5-3, eight goals scored. I mean, the second period was electric. They scored 5 goals in that second period. Edmonton winds up holding on 5-3. They said, hey, don't let us drag you back to Edmonton. A long flight, 8-9 hour flight. And that's exactly what they're doing. Game 6 in Edmonton. All the momentum is with Edmonton right now. They're back home for Game 6, -120 on the money line, plus even money basically for the Florida Panthers. Over under is again at 5.5. It's never going to go to 6.5. I guarantee you. It's just going to stay at 5.5. Any play on the side? Do the Oilers force Game 7, or do the Panthers close it out?
You know what? I'm staying away from the total. So, fuck the total.
The total has fucked us in every game, I feel like.
I haven't got it, and I'm staying away. We're going to see a Game 7, people. Give me the Oilers at home, -120. I see it right now, -118. So, shop around, people. I've seen what I need to see, Dale. The Panthers, Game 1, let's just say they got lucky. Game 2, they look like, the Panthers all season. Game 3, and now Game 4, Edmonton dominated. They dominated them, Dale. Game 5, they look like the better team. Game 6, I think we're going to see like we saw, maybe not what we saw in Game 4, but similar to what we saw Games 1 and Games 5, but the start slow down. Give me the Oilers, still. I think they take care of business at home. Interesting to see a Game 7 down in Florida. I can't wait.
The two best words ever muttered in sports. Game 7. I really hope we see it. We have a series. I do think the Oilers win and force a Game 7 back in Florida. They got all the momentum right now. This is the Oiler team that I was trying to explain to you what I've been seeing in the playoffs. Connor McDavid's finally coming alive. Draisaitl's coming alive as well. Skinner, their goalie, he's playing phenomenal as well. So this is the team that I've been waiting to see. So, and if the Panthers blow a 3-0 lead, oh my God, you're never going to hear the end of it. I promise you. But yeah, I like the Oilers. Minus 120. I think they take care of business at home. Good. Yeah, I'm staying away from the total 5.5. I'll say this. If the Oilers win, it's an over game. If the Panthers win, it's going to be an under game. That's what I'll say. So maybe you'll get a better in-lot or a live betting situation for the total, but I'm going to stay away. I like the Oilers just like you. 2 player props I also like. Stuart Skinner, the goalie for the Edmonton Oilers, over 26.5 saves. In his last 2 games, he made nearly every save, 938 save percentage in games 4 and 5 combined. He's only allowed 4 goals in the last 65 shots that he's faced. His team is going to need another performance to force a Game 7. The Panthers, they've tallied north of 30 shots in the last 2 games. So I still think they're going to be able to get a lot of shots off, and I just think he'll be able to stand on his head again. So I do anticipate Florida coming out a little more aggressive again, not wanting to go home to force a Game 7. So I think Skinner should continue to build on the confidence. He's 9-0 in games 4 through 7 in this year's playoff. 939 save advantage, just 1.56 goals against. He plays big in these big moments. I like the over 26.5 saves. And then, all right, let's go to Connor McJesus. Over 3.5 shots on goal at minus 110. Like I said, he has back-to-back 4-point games. He's on fire right now. He's only gone over this number in 2 of 5 games, but at home in a game to force Game 7, I expect Connor McDavid to come out extremely aggressive at home, gets puck to the net, be aggressive, and get a lot of shots on goal. So over 3.5 shots on goal for Connor McDavid. Stuart Skinner, over 26.5 saves, and I do like the Oilers as well. All right, kid. Anything else that I skipped over? Anything else you want to touch on in the NHL?
Nah, Doc, you know, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet in the NHL.
All right, let's get to the diamond. Yeah, we got some day baseball with my Mets on the road in Chicago, but outside of that, 13 other games. I got a few plays, kid. What is your first play? We'll ping pong it back and forth.
My first play is a 6:40 start. Arizona Diamondbacks taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. My boy Walker on the mound for the Phillies. Montgomery going for the Diamondbacks. Over under sitting at 9.5. A little high if you ask me. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the home team. Give me Phillies on the money line. I caught them at minus 135 earlier. As of right now, they're minus 142. So shop around, people. I still like it at that number. I just want to go past minus 150. So anything on this under 150 definitely worth the squeeze. I think Phillies take care of business at home.
Yeah, I like the Phillies here tomorrow as well. I got a minus 134. I even like him on the run line. I just think Jordan Montgomery, he's just not someone I want to trust. Their bullpen, bottom 5 in the league. Taijuan Walker, he hasn't been his best in his last 3 starts, but I do think this could be a good spot for him to get back in the win column. Snakes, they hit lefties much better than they do righties, so kind of want to back them against lefties, not against righties. So I agree with the Phillies. Nothing on the Mets. They did snap their losing streak yesterday. No more McDonald's for me, but outside of that, I love the Tigers tomorrow. Minus 1.5 at like plus 122. I was able to get. Listen, both teams not playing really good baseball, that's to say the least. But, it's just so hard to trust this White Sox team. They had the lead on Thursday. Bullpen blew it again. So I like Eric Fetty. I really do. I think he's their second best pitcher, but I can only back him at home. On the road, 4.74 ERA, 26 runs given up, 6 long balls, 16 walks. White Sox just 2-7 straight up on the road when he starts. Tigers already have a win against Fetty. And Jack Flaherty, he's looked fantastic his last 3 starts, 16 scoreless innings, just 2 walks, 19 strikeouts. He's in great form right now. And I think the Tigers, if they're able to get 3-4 runs, I think that's enough to win this game. So I like the Tigers here on the run line at a little plus money, plus 118, plus 122, whatever you could find.
I like it, though. I like it. My next play, going down to Miami, Seattle Mariners taking on the Miami Marlins. Mariners kind of a heavy favorite. Over under sitting at 7.5. To be honest, I'm tempting with the over. To be honest, lean the over. A little chalky, but I'm gonna go with the Mariners on the money line. Still, I caught minus 161. I'm gonna sprinkle on the run line. You know what? Sprinkle on the run lines. I don't really trust Rogers, even though he's at home. I think he gets smacked. Honestly, Mariners been playing much better as of late. Like I said, Mariners looking like the Mariner team we didn't predicted in the preseason. I think they keep it going, like the run line, and I think we sprinkle something on the run line too at plus 110.
Yeah, it's just a little chalky for me. I do think the Mariners are the right side. I know they lost today. Luis Castillo actually got rocked today. Yeah, but Trevor Rogers is not really. And George Kirby has looked fantastic lately. Shout out New York, local kid. I'm going to go to the Yankees and Braves game. I'm going to be at the game tomorrow with Pops, taking them for Father's Day. So I got to have some actions on the game.
Nice. Chris Sale too. Shockingly
good.
Shockingly good.
And that's where I'm going. Give me the Braves, baby. I'm not taking the Bronx Bombers. I haven't liked what I've seen from Carlos Rodon. His last start, your Red Sox beat him up pretty good. And they've been scoring the ball recently. The Yankees, they got blown off today, 17-4 by the Orioles. Talk about making a statement, the Orioles. I mean, the bullpen's kind of not looked good recently. Total seems spot on, but the Braves are favored for a reason. Chris Sale's looking like old vintage Chris Sale. I hate to say it because he plays for the Braves, but I think the oddsmakers got this one right. I'm going to take the Braves here. Just don't tell my dad.
Yeah, to be honest, I ended up staying away from this game, but I do lean that way just because in this heat, Atlanta plays in this heat all year long. The Bronx, the Yankees, they're not used to playing at 95 plus still. At 7 o'clock, it's going to be at least 88, 90 degrees. I like Atlanta in this situation, and not for nothing. Chris Sale, gotta just tip my hat off to him. I thought he was over. I thought his career was done. I laughed
Me
at
too.
Atlanta. And now look at them. Now look at Chris Sale. He's having such a great season. I'm shocked by it, but I'm gonna lean Atlanta on the money line.
All right. I got 2 more plays for me. I'm going to go to the Rangers and Royals game. I'm going to take your boy Nathan Eovaldi and the Rangers in this spot. Both teams, they need a win here. Both teams losers of 4 of their last 5. Kansas City has fallen off a fucking cliff. 2-8 in their last 10, under 500 on the road. I just can't trust them right now, and at least with the Rangers, yeah, they've been losing, but at least they've been able to score some runs, and they're competitive in most of their games. And to be honest, Nathan Eovaldi has been great at home this season. He hasn't allowed more than 2 runs. He's only allowed more than 2 runs one time at home this season. Rangers 5-2 in his 7 starts at home. Can't get behind the Royals right now. I like the Rangers here at home minus 140.
Like it, though. My next play will be Boston Red Sox taking on the Cincinnati Reds. To me, Red Sox best team in baseball as of right now. In my opinion, red hot. Over under sitting at 9. You could say it's a pick 'em. Red Sox minus 105, Cincinnati minus 108. My boy Crawford on the mind. Albus going for the Reds. Give me the Boston Red Sox on the money line. Like I said, we're the hottest team in baseball right now. We just swept the Blue Jays being dogs. Plus money each game. Told the people to take it. Been trailing it all week long. We smoked the Yankees last week. The Red Sox are riding. We're riding high right now. I like what I've been seeing. Crawford has been dealing all year. Been getting beat as of late. But I think right now we got it rolling. We'll take care of business on the road. Give me the Boston Red Sox minus 105 on the money line.
Love it. Love it. And then the last play for me, I'm going to go out to Colorado, Rockies and Nationals. I'm going to go with a total over 10.5, a little chalky at minus 120. But, just look at the recent scores we've been seeing at Coors Field. 7-6, 11-9, 9-5, 16-4. Games are just flying over the total here. And DJ Hurts for the Nationals, this is going to be his first start on the road this season. Going up to altitude for his first road start is not a recipe you really want. I think he could get rocked here. The Rockies, they're averaging around 5 runs per game at home this season. And plus on the other side of Colorado, Dakota Hudson going for him for them. He gives up his fair share of runs as well. The Rockies haven't won a Dakota Hudson home start since mid-April. He gives anywhere up to 3 to 4 runs. And once that bullpen comes in, we've talked about it every episode. I mean, they have the worst bullpen in the league right now. So the floodgates might open once they get Dakota Hudson out of there. 10.5 seems kind of small for a Coors Field game. So over 10.5 for my last play. Anything else you got here on the diamond, kid?
Yeah, I'm attacking right there. You took a total. I'm taking a side. Give me the Washington Nationals on the money line, -120 on the road. Like you said, that might just be the worst bullpen in baseball. I'm going to still say the Rays just because they're closer. But gotta go with the Nationals on the road, though. Give me the Nationals -120 on the money line.
All right. Good luck. Was a bad day. I went 1-3 today on the diamond, so we need a bounce back here, kid. Good luck there. Let's go to the WNBA. We only have 2 games in the WNBA, and of course, one of them is Caitlin Clark. But yeah, I forgot to mention about the Cameron Brink thing, but we did. We gave her flowers there. Let's go to the Fever. Good game there. The Fever on the road taking on the Atlanta Dream. Oh, it's gone up. Last time I saw it was -2.5 for Indiana on the road. It's up to -3 right now. -158 for the Fever on the money line. For the Dream, +128. Over-unders at 161.5. I got to go with the Fever here. I caught it a little early at -2.5, but they've been rolling right now. Caitlin Clark, she's scoring the ball much better. They've won 3 in a row. They just beat this Atlanta team at home last week. Now going on the road, I think it continues. They're playing really good basketball right now. So still under 500, but, we talked about in the beginning of the season when Caitlin Clark was struggling, she's kind of found her rhythm a little bit here. So I think she continues to dominate. Give me the Fever -2.5.
Yeah, dude, I totally agree. I ended up cashing a little earlier. I caught the money line -130. The game was at -2 right now, -3, -148, -150 on the money line. But yeah, dude, I agree with everything you said. This is a little different team than what we saw the first 4 or 5 games of the season. Indiana's been playing at a much higher level. Clayton Carr is, she seems a little more comfortable out there, giving you the high total assist numbers, a little lower on the turnover rate as well. Leah Boston is playing much better, shooting the ball as well. This Indiana team flipped the switch, though. This is not the same team we saw the first 5 games of the season. Give me the Indiana Fever -130 on the money line.
Oh, by the way,
honest, I will lay the -2.5, -3, just because, like I said, they've been playing much better, and they won 4 out of 5. People, they won 4 out of 5. They just beat this Atlanta team. I think they won 2 out of 3, 2 in a row against Chicago Sky as well. I just like what I've been seeing from Clayton and Clark and the rest of the team.
Yeah, they're starting to develop into more of a team, so you like to see that. I just worry about when they go on the Olympic break. Do they ruin the chemistry a little bit? But we'll see. But yeah, right now they are playing really well. I want to give Angel Reese her flowers because 7 double-doubles in a row sets a rookie record for the WNBA. 18 rebounds last night. She's a baller, kid. I mean, I know the whole thing. They're never going to give it to Angel Reese Rookie of the Year I'm talking about. But is there a chance she might be competitive? Like, I know she's the heavy favorite, -2,000 right now for Rookie of the Year for Caitlin Clark, excuse me. Angel Reese is second at +1,000. She's not even close, kid, and she put up 7 double-doubles in a row. Like,
to me, it all depends. If Indiana finds its way in the playoffs, I think it's a done deal. But let's just say if for the season, Angela averages, let's just say 12 and 11. I think she's gonna have to at least get some consideration and some votes.
She definitely has to. She has to.
She has to. And if Caitlin Clark goes to the playoffs, having Fever the worst team, now into the playoffs, to me, you
She's gonna get
solidified
it. Yeah.
rookie of the year.
Yeah.
But if both teams have similar records, and Angela Reese does something that's never been done before, I think you got to at least give Angela Reese some votes.
100%. Couldn't agree more. And I hope it is a little more competitive. And I hope Angel Reese does get some consideration because she's fucking been balling recently. Yeah. Let's go to the last game. Las Vegas Aces, two-time NBA back-to-back champions, kind of been struggling this season.
Looking like it.
Going up against Connecticut Sun, off to one of their best starts in franchise history. Las Vegas Aces at home, laying 5.5, minus 225 on the money line, plus 5.5 for the Sun, plus 180. Now, I will say this: I'm gonna stay away from this side. I do worry the Aces could be back, and they're coming out for blood now because they were out without their point guard, Jackie Young, for a majority of the beginning of the season. She's back. It's going to add a boost to this team. I'm going to stay away from this side because I do think at home they have the best player in the world in Asia Wilson. Mm-hmm. Kelsey Plum is still elite. There's just so much talent on this Aces team. There's a reason they went back to back. I would not count them out right now, truly. So I'm going to stay away from the side. I would lean over Asia Wilson over 26.5 points. She's gone over this in 9 out of her last 10 games. She's absolutely been dominating. I know Elvis mentioned it, I think, last week, where she was just on a tear. She's still on a tear right now. So I don't think anyone in this league could guard her. She's the best player in the world right now for the women's side, and I just don't think Connecticut's a really good defensive team, but there are levels to it. Asia Wilson could get anything she wants. So over 26.5 points, I would lean for Asia Wilson.
Hey, Doug, I'm gonna go with the Connecticut Sun plus 6 on the road, Dale. You know, like I said, on a couple weeks, like a week ago on the pod, Asia Wilson's been dominating, been putting up Luka numbers. You know. But it's not been equating to winning. You know, this team is just 7-6. I understand they're just getting their point guard back, but Connecticut's one of the best defensive teams. They're 13-1 for a reason, and I don't expect maybe they could go out there and win the game, but I don't expect just one player coming back. They're just gonna blow out one of the best teams in the league in the Connecticut Suns at home.
Yeah,
they've been struggling all season. Wilson's gonna get hers, but who else is gonna show up to the party and contribute into a win? So give me the Connecticut Sun plus 6, and to be honest, they're live dogs at plus 180.
Yeah, I think they're live for. I took them plus 950 to win the championship. Las Vegas Aces still plus money and leading favorites to win the WNBA for good reasons. You know they still are. They got the best player. Yeah, and at the end of the day, right now
matters. Kelsey Plum.
Plus 165 for the Las Vegas Aces. They are tied with the New York Liberty.
Kay Martin, Dale, she's been playing great off the bench.
Katie Martin.
Who would have thought?
Caitlin Clark's teammate. And I think apparently she fits into Las Vegas so well, they said. She just fits into that core. So, yeah, they're great at drafting, and they got a really good coach in Becky Hamilton. So, yeah, that's all we got for this weekend. No UFL. I was like, damn. I was like, what are the odds looking like this weekend?
Nothing.
No UFL. Okay. Any big plans this weekend, kid?
Hopefully, by the water with a drink in my hand, because it's been
tequila still.
No tequila. I'm done with tequila. Last 3 days in Jamaica, I was drinking rum. I was drinking for anybody out there that's gonna visit Jamaica anytime soon. I was drinking the Jamaican Delight. So drink out there. Fire. That's all I'm gonna say.
Would you recommend Jamaica to the listeners out there?
Absolutely. One thing I just recommend: pick a nice resort. Don't be cheap on the resort. If just spend the extra $300, $400, $500 if
worth
needed for the 5-star, all inclusive, adult only. Trust me.
Let's go. All right, I'm like what? 2 weeks away from going on vacation. I'm counting down the days, kid. I cannot wait, but kid, that is going to do it. Thank you so much. Good luck this weekend. That is going to do it for this Friday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsor, Viva Tequila, Elvis, myself, make sure you guys follow along our social media, X and Instagram at the Dream Wager. If you miss an episode, no worries. You guys can catch all of our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. rate, review, subscribe, like, all that good stuff really helps the show grow tremendously. So be a friend, tell a friend. Everyone, good luck this weekend, and we will see you guys on Monday. Peace.